So maybe you've been thinking a little bit about things in life that need a little bit of alignment, a little bit of adjustment. Maybe they're big things that need to happen. Maybe it's looking for smaller things because you know that you don't want to feel so rushed. You don't want to feel so busy. You don't want to feel stretched in so many different directions, right? You ever get there? I'm there. And I don't know. Things seem to be changing a little bit more around here than originally expected.
This is Heavenly Mind at Home, where faith meets real life prepping. Biblical truth cuts through the chaos, and women rise to live set apart. So subscribe, join the Remnant, and let's build a Heavenly Mind at Home together. So before we get started, be sure to hit that like button and say hello to our 3 little duckies.
Hello. I know, I love you so much. Yes, I do. Yes, I know. No, you're too big for this. Do you not know that you're a monster? You're like a really big doggy. You're gonna spill my tea. Down, 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 down. No, not. I know, I love you. But I'm trying to do something, and you make it very difficult. Why don't you sit here next to me, and we'll have a nice little chat. Okay, sit down like a good buddy, and we'll talk. Hi, big buddy. Did you go and tell your brother all about it? Yeah. Hi, Teddy boy. You're doing such a good job there with your sheepies. Hello, friend. Welcome. I'm got a cup of tea. We're hanging out, enjoying the day. I shared about it in a community post, but we did a fun race palooza weekend with our kiddos because that's something our family loves so much. And I think getting out there and spending time doing things that, you know, can all be done together and be enjoyed by everyone are definitely important things. And our family made it a goal to every season do something specific together. That was our goal. So that's what we're doing. And so we're all home now and kind of just relaxing a little bit, kind of catching up. We got lots of things going on and lots of moving pieces. And we've been talking a lot here lately about some really big topics. And so I come down here, I'm watching my sheep over here, and the dogs are running around, the Pyrenees are running around, and I thought we would just have a chat. So hello, welcome. If you'd like to make a cup of tea and join me or whatever it is that you got going on. But we've been talking a lot lately about just knowing when change is needed, knowing when something just doesn't feel right in life, doesn't feel aligned where it should be. We've got the Biblical Womanhood study getting ready to begin next month. And if you haven't signed up already, I have a little email spot. You can put your email in there. It's linked down below, and we'll give you an update as soon as that goes out. So that way you get that, you see that. I'm so excited. We do that study every summer and really dig into like deep heart stuff, but in a great way with an amazing group of women. And so I'm really excited for that. So we're getting ready to do that. And I was really just looking around at my life, as I shared in that video the other day about how we're just so overstimulated, you know, between our phones, the way videos are designed, the way social media is designed, just so many aspects of life, you know, we're so overstimulated in our world today. Everybody's selling you something, right? Everybody's got a message. Everybody's trying to get your attention, you know. Even you get on YouTube and the home page, your For You page, right? It used to be that you saw the videos of the people you subscribe to. Not necessarily how that works at all anymore. You see what the algorithm believes you will watch. That's what they show you. And so sometimes it's a bunch of trash TV because you clicked on it once, or you lingered a little too long on it once. Even if you didn't click on it, you just kind of lingered on it for a while. And it was like, ooh, that caught your attention. I'm going to give you more of that. And it really is important, you know, when you do find the stuff that is the stuff you want to see, is the more you interact with it, the more you tell the system that that's what you actually want to see. So I know I've been doing that, where I'm like, okay, I know there's a bunch of nonsense stuff that sure, I'll watch it sometimes, but I don't need to be watching that anymore. So on the videos, if it's like this, that you're like, hey, these are the conversations I want, these are the videos I want to see, subscribe, turn on your bells, sure, do that. But then make sure you like the video, leave a comment, share it with someone else. The more you do that, the more you're showing it, oh, don't show you your 9 millionth video of somebody doing something ridiculous. Instead, show more of the videos that you actually probably should be watching in the first place. So you can totally do that little side trick there for you. But the more that I've been kind of looking at this and reflecting, thinking about the video we were talking the other day where I said, you know what? I'm not going to get on any device for the first hour of my day. I'm not going to check my phone. I'm not going to go sit down at my computer. I'm not going to turn on the TV, just absolutely nothing for the first hour. And then I said, every morning I'm going to get at least, like bare minimum, 15 minutes outside. I'm just going to go sit outside. Watching our ducks and our bunny. I'm down here again now this afternoon, watching the sheep walk around. It's funny like how that first hour of no screens at all, 15 minutes of just getting outside, it ends up being more than 15 minutes. And then I notice throughout the rest of the day, I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna head back outside. Hey, I'm gonna go do this. I've been trying to pick up more books and read more, just really working on not being so overstimulated. And as I've been doing this and we've been looking at different ways with our kids, with my husband and I, with just our lives in general, it's kind of opening up some really big things that I guess were always kind of really a dream for me, which I shared the other day, but never seemed like a reality. I think those things are going to change, y'all. And like here soon. And no, I'm not saying that I have every single bit of update all put together to share with you yet, because I don't. It's coming, and it's coming here very soon. But I want to make sure that, you know, as a family, we're discussing these things, we're talking about them, we're getting things set up the way that we need to, because it all boils down to, again, the brevity of life, making the most out of each and every day, living life well. Isn't that what we all want? Like, don't we all want to finish each day and go, that was a good day? Might have been a hard day, might have done a lot of work, might have had a lot of things going on, might have gone a little differently than I expected it to. You know, I might come sit in the barn. Might have been a lot of different things, but Lord, that was a good day. I was here, made the most of it. That was a good day. I want more days like that. And my life isn't perfect. And sure, I've got 1,000,001 things going on around me. But I think there's some really kind of even seemingly insignificant, smaller things that we could do that would make us feel that, wow, good day to be alive more often. So obviously I just came and sat down in here, and it's kind of funny because then I was like, wow, I literally got out of bed this morning, paid no attention to anything because we are all exhausted, and then was like, you know what, I'm gonna go chat with my friends now this afternoon. And I haven't looked in a mirror like once today. I do this so often. I'll get on these things and I'm like, oh, that's what I look like. Sorry, it's a little scary. It is what it is. Good thing it's not a beauty pageant around here. Anyways, conversation that I think is important, and actually a really great point that somebody left in a comment. Is this not? There we go. Great point somebody left in a comment was that we have to remember, I think, too, that sometimes the big change or the big something that you need to change doesn't have to always be the grandest of gestures. Like, you don't have to go completely off grid, living in a cabin in a picturesque valley with everything looking rustic and lovely, right? If that's like your dream of like, ooh, that's what I really want, is you see those pictures on like Facebook where it's like, if I won the lottery, I wouldn't tell anyone, but there would be signs, and it's like the perfect little cabin by the thing and whatever. I see those all the time. And it's not necessarily that. Sometimes it is the little things. I think most frequently, probably, it is the little things like, I don't look at a screen for the first hour of my day, and that has really, really changed how my day goes. I make sure every morning I get out for at least 15 minutes and just enjoy the outdoors. Maybe I go for a walk, maybe I just sit here and drink my coffee, but like, I'm making little intentional things. For us, we're trying to be more self-sustainable. I can't just do everything. Yes, I'm sitting in my barn right now, but my barn that is literally falling apart all around me because Hurricane Helene just destroyed it. And we're probably gonna have to just completely strip it down this year. And then we're gonna have an open air barn, which I don't know how that's gonna work, but that's where we're at, right? I look at a lot of different things about how do I get more self-sustainable? Well, I can't do all the things that I need to do. So what are little things that I can do that can add up and kind of make a difference overall? Well, I've started building my prepared pantry. We're looking to different ways to kind of live off of the land more and make the land produce a little bit more to still be helpful, even though we are just a family without a lot of the resources to like seriously farm big things. There's lots of little things I think that we can do. If you're drowning in debt and that's what's causing you to just be pushed to your max, well, then you need to start making little adjustments there to help you get out of that. Maybe it's throwing an extra $5, $10, $20, $40, $50, at something. Maybe it is, selling off extra stuff around the house and taking the money that you get from that, through places on Facebook Marketplace or whatever, and throwing that at extra bills. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it means that you start looking at different ways of eating and you start cutting out sodas and sugars, right? We pick something that is in the area that, man, I need change in this area, right? Maybe it's your spiritual walk and it's time for you to open up your Bible. You need to start reading, right? You need to maybe find some solid Bible teachers that you can just listen to, right? Hear from the wisdom that the Lord has, given them as they've been studying and growing, and like, all right, help me out here, right? Help me to work through this. Be in the Word, reading on your own. Come and join us for Biblical Womanhood if you want to dig into it that way, right? We start finding different areas that are areas that need change, sure. And I feel like sometimes it's overwhelming because sometimes we are so pushed to the max that everything feels like it needs to be redone, and you just want to get rid of everything, change your name, run away, and start over fresh. Let me know if that's you so I can be lifting you up in prayer and I give you an extra special hug, because I get it. Sometimes it does feel that way where you are so done, so over it. You're like, I can't throw all this away. Give me a clean slate. I'm starting over. But sometimes it doesn't have to be as drastic as that. And sometimes even if that is still the end goal of what you want, you can start off with, okay, I'm gonna, no devices for the first hour. I'm going to just be outside 15 minutes, just go to the Lord in prayer and enjoy the nature around me, right? Maybe it's little things that I can start doing, okay, that I can start thinking a little bit clearer. All right, if I tackled the debt, didn't feel so overwhelmed, maybe didn't have to work so much, right? Like, okay, I can start shifting that. Maybe if I was able to have a little prepared pantry and get ahead a little bit, I would start to feel a little bit better. Super big win for the prepared pantry, BT dubs. We were getting ready to leave before the races. 3 of the 6 kids, try to remember how many kids we took, were starting to not feel well. And we're having little head, just gunkiness in there. And my husband was like, oh, we're all out of it. I don't remember what it was. And I was like, ho, 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 buddy, we are not, because I didn't realize somebody had taken the last of the stuff that we had. But I ran down to my prepared pantry, pulled it out of my neatly labeled box, which I know I still need to show you guys. And ta-da, we had everything we needed. We were able to still get on the road in time. It was absolutely fantastic. And I wanted to tell you guys this so bad, because I was like, where's all my prepared pantry, folks? I did it. I finally got to I went, I had put in the work, I bought the stuff, I labeled it, put it away, I'm doing all the things, and I got to use it, and it saved the day, and that was super exciting. So high five to all my other prepared pantry folks. I got to reap the benefit of it, and it was utterly fantastic. There is something over there that Zoe, can you guys see her back here? There is something over here that she is determined to get. Anyways, working on these different things, looking at different areas of life, we're definitely at that spot that something needs to change. We're gonna be talking about that a lot more, and we're gonna continue the conversation. I'm putting all my pieces together, and I'll probably have it all together to officially share with you all next week. So just stay tuned here. I think for all of us, regardless of what season of life that we're in, the chaos of this world, the times in which we live in, the uncertainty, the just busyness and pace that we have all been kind of thrust into. Technology has never moved at the rate that it does today. So no other people in any other time in all of existence have lived in a world in which technology is changing as rapidly as it is today. What on earth do we think that is doing to us? To our health, to our minds, to our focus, our ability, our goals, our, whatever, let alone our children, our families, our marriages, our, right, and all the different, like, it literally infects everything. So as we've been kind of thrust along at this pace, because if you live in the world in any way, shape, or form, which I'm assuming you do because you have access to a device and the internet, so I'm assuming you're connected in some degree, right? You have been, even unwillingly, a piece in this game because it's all going around you, right? I remember life before the internet. My children don't, right? Like, even my mom, who remembers so much more, longer than I did. It came out when I was young. My mom remembers, her whole life into adulthood before it. Even she's completely affected by it, right? Like, it affects all of us to some degree. What is that doing to us? What is that doing to our minds, to our health, to just our well-being? And so I think for many of us, regardless of how old you are, what season of life you're in, what it is that you're going through, there is some amount of shift or change that you're probably looking for in your life. I loved it. I asked in a video the other day, I said, those of you who are already in the process of making these types of changes and doing these types of kind of pivots in your life, leave a comment below, let us know. And I loved hearing so many of you. We sold our house, bought property out here. I did this, we're building the, right? You like sharing all your testimonies. I think that is so cool. I love learning from you all, but it's an encouragement to the rest of us, I think, to see that and go, you know what, you're right. Maybe your dream isn't to live off-grid in the middle of the country. Maybe your dream isn't to be a homesteader or to, live like your little house on the prairie or whatever it is, right? Those are just easy things to kind of jump to. But regardless, whatever it is that you feel the Lord calling you to do, you feel the Lord really just, come on now. You're too involved in this. You're too caught up in this. You work too much. You need to spend more time with your kids. You need to rebuild your marriage. You need to just get right with the Lord across the board. You are wanting to be more self-sufficient. You don't want to have to rely on these chaotic and unpredictable, unreliable systems like you have been. Maybe you're really starting to look around at these things and go, you're right. The change from my house to your house to their house might all be different. But I think there's a lot of similarities that all of us are going through because of technology and the pace of life, because of social media and how it has literally transformed our culture as a whole. Even if you're not the one engaging in social media, I guarantee you that people in your life are, and it's radically transformed how our culture behaves across the board. Maybe it's that you really do want to become a little more self-reliable. You don't want to have to depend on the systems and on the things. You want to go to the way that our grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents did and kind of be a few steps ahead and being a wise steward who's making better decisions. I think these are a lot of the similarities that whether you're out in the country, you're in the suburbs, you're right in the center of the city, right? Regardless of where you are, I think a lot of us have similar threads within that. And I think a lot of us are ready for changes happening, from the teeny, tiny ones to the big, massive, flipping it 360, going the other direction. Whatever the case may be, I think having community and encouragement and inspiration and just someone to have our back through the process is so incredibly important. And that's why I want to say that I want to be raw and transparent here. It's always been what I don't know how to not. Maybe that's why I don't have a lot of friends. I don't know, because I don't know how to not just be like, you know what, here's what's going on. I'm struggling with this. I'm having a hard time. I know it's not the kind of, country club etiquette maybe to just want to be like, hey, here's what it is, but I guess that's why I'll never fit in there. I think having other friends to go through and be like, you know what, I've been struggling, I've been having a hard time. If you've been here around watching for a hot minute, you've been able to see it. You saw us go through Hurricane Helene. You saw our lives drastically change as it went from just being our family to moving another family on, and we went from a property of 7 people to 14 people literally overnight, and there's been lots of dynamics there. To all of you who've reached out and asked about Sabrina, yes, they are all still here. She has not been doing very well, so please just be lifting her up in your prayers. she is okay. Like, she is okay, but no, she has not been doing well. So that's why we've kind of just re-looked at, I wanted us to do all our videos together, and I think she is just so wise and has so much to share, but it just right now in the season was then putting a lot of pressure on her to try to be well enough that she could do it, even though I was telling her it was totally okay. Like, she was like, oh, I really want to be there, I really want to do it, and it was like, you know what, we're just going to shelf that for now, which is so okay. And as soon as she is good enough that we can kind of bring her back in, we absolutely will. But keep her in your prayers. She is okay, but she has not been doing well, if that makes sense. So lots of things going on there. I know a few of you have messaged lately asking about that, so I wanted to be sure to tell you about her. But we had that big shift from just 7 of us, and we've had a lot going on in our family. Those of you who've been watching for the past little bit, tragic loss of my brother-in-law. We lost my mother-in-law, huge shift in just like our ministry and things going on. So we were already kind of going through a lot of personal turmoil. Homestead here doubling in people, Hurricane Helene terrorizing everything, and then it's like we've been trying to pick up our pieces and put it back together for the past 8 months since. And so all of those things, I was getting really, really overwhelmed, because it feels like there are huge, massive changes that need to happen because there's so many big things. Well, maybe I can't just do all of it, and I've been feeling so paralyzed and stuck. Because what do? I can see, trust me, I can see I have this many problems. Like, I can see them. Literally, I'm sitting in the barn with the sunlight, shining down on me because my roof is missing. So like, yes, trust me, I can see the problems, but I can't fix it all. What do I do? That's overwhelming. That's overwhelming. Well, maybe I can't do all of that, but maybe, just maybe, I can start doing smaller things very intentionally, very diligently. And those can add up to the bigger change that I'm really needing. And so maybe we can encourage each other in that. Now, some of my things, as we've been kind of working through these little things and reflecting, I'm telling you, this having morning time without my device, being outside, I notice I'm getting on devices even less throughout the day because I woke up, I don't know, I think of like drug addicts, right? If you can just get them to go so long without the thing, then they start to realize like, oh wow, okay, like I don't need that much. Like, I feel good like this. I almost feel like that with getting the phone and computer and stuff away. Coming outside makes me just want to come outside more. So the more I'm coming outside in the morning for just a little bit, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'll walk around for a little bit while I'm out here. And then I start doing this and tinkering with this. And then I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to be inside. I'm just going to come back outside. Like, the more I'm doing it, the more I'm wanting to do it. And so the more, it's so funny because Zoe, our little cattle dog German Shepherd, is so much smaller than our 2 Great Pyrenees. Obviously, they're monsters, but she is top dog. She is who's in charge. And so Thaddeus and Theodore, both of our Great Pyrenees, if she looks at them like, hey, what are you doing? They're like, oh, I'm so sorry, Zoe. They will get out of way so quick. They listen to her better than anyone. So it's so funny because there's Zoe there, and he got too close over to whatever it is that she thinks she's sniffing in these pallets. And immediately he was like, okay, I'm over. And he's like, nope, I'll stay over here. Zoe doesn't want me over there. It cracks me up because if I yell at them or like, hey, what are you guys doing? Or stop that or whatever, she will run over and be like, did you hear her? She told you to do something. You best do it. So it's funny because Zoe is totally in charge of them. Sorry, I just saw him running back at me. But yeah, point being, I think we all are here with a similar purpose of we want to live life well. And most consistently in life, if we really want to live it well, that is a continual balance of so many things. They're adjustments, changes, tweaks, sometimes huge re-leveling of the field. But if we want to live life well, investing in what matters and making the most out of each and every day to the glory of God, that's probably going to mean changes and adjustments. Those small intentional steps that take us down that narrow path. And so we've been assessing them here. I've been assessing and reassessing and just spinning my wheels. And it was like the moment I started to cut out the noise, started with our week down at the beach. Started our week down at the beach, just a lot of quiet. I tuned everything out. Now I'm not getting on I'm like just pushing out the noise. I'm being very selective. The things that I do watch, I'm taking my own. Like once I learned that it was like, ooh, you tell the algorithm what to show you, I'm going to be really intentional with telling it what I want to see, right? I started making these changes and really curating who I listen to and what I watch and not letting myself get distracted and just like mindless, whatever it is. Start making these changes and things start to clear out. I've been just praying consistently, Lord, where do I go? What do I do? Something has to change. I can't keep doing it like this. And guess what? We've had some hard discussions. We've had some come to Jesus moments. We've had lots of things. We've had things that we thought for sure were going to be it. And no, they're going to have to go sit on a shelf. It's not going to happen right now. Okay. I'm not going to live in the devastation of that. I'm going to say, Lord, all right, you told me. No, not right now. I'm going to keep moving forward. Lord, where do you want me? What do you want to see? How best could I be living to your full glory each and every day? Because I want to find that. I want to live life well. I want to invest in what matters. And Lord, if that means that I need to make some big changes, okay, let's do it. And I'm going to record them all so y'all can get to see them if you want to see it again. I want to make sure my family and I are all on the same page and put our pieces together. And then I'm going to start like filtering this all out to you guys. I'm going to bring you along for all of it. But even if it's not the big change that you're ready to do yet, I invite you to still come along. Maybe it can still encourage and inspire you. Learn from our mistakes along the way, whatever the case may be. But I think that there's a lot of little, small, micro things within there. Like not getting on your device for the first hour, like getting outside for 15 minutes, like little tiny things we can do in the morning. Start doing it in the morning, then do it in the morning and the evening, right? You start like building up these little micro habits, and wow, life really starts to change. So I don't know. I don't know where to go with that. I'm just friends sitting here chatting in the barn, even with my messy hair and no makeup and kind of look like a bum, but that's okay. We're friends here. It's, like I said, it's not a beauty pageant, not trying to impress anybody. Just wanted to chat with some friends, sitting on our old creaky mower and our falling apart barn and chatting with y'all because I think it's important. And I don't want one more curated, fancy, I want real, authentic friends that I can connect and do life with and learn from and be encouraged by and just inspired. Don't you? I know I do. So I'm going to get back to this. I hope you have an amazing, 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 amazing day. You have to let me know any way that I can be lifting you up in prayer. Leave me a comment down below. I love that. Sign up for Biblical Womanhood or for the emails, right? So I can give you guys the updates, let y'all know what's going on. I know sometimes just getting a direct email from someone is a little more helpful than trying to find that post that went somewhere that, you just can never seem to find. Like this video, comment, share it with a friend so these things can be popping up because we are going to dig into this conversation more. I'm going to pull my pieces together so I can share them officially with you all. We've got some really exciting changes coming, some really exciting projects that not only am I excited about from a personal level, but I think you're going to be excited. I really, really do. And it's going to be a very special summer around Heavenly Minded Home on a few different levels. And okay. Can't wait to share it with you all. Be back here for the next one. You guys can go ahead and watch this video right up here for a little more along the lines of this conversation. I love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I will see you over there in that video, obviously, and then right back here in the next one. Bye, friends.